What's going on, everyone? This is Ethan, the Games Adjuster, and today we are talking about the 1 to 4 player game, Project L. So, Project L is kind of a game in the Tetris family. Certainly one that if you are one that likes polyomino, Tetris-shaped puzzles, this is definitely one to check out. I've heard about it for a couple years now. I think it came out in 2019. I, was always kind of attracted by the puzzle nature of it. I do like puzzle games, but I never really, went and sought it out. And so the other day I was at my friendly local game store. It was there. It was on sale. I think I had some discounts there. So I went ahead and took the plunge, purchased it. I think it was like $40 or so. And yeah, I got a few chances to play it. And so I wanted to go ahead and share that with you now. I'll go down to the table. I'll show you how it plays, show you how to pack it away, and then we'll come back here for some final thoughts. So here we go. Okay, here we have set up a game of Project L. To begin the game, no matter the player count, you'll shuffle all of these up, and then you'll draw, make sure that somebody gets this first player one. So let's just assume that's me. And then you'll pass out the rest of the cards. The rest of them are all the same. Then each player is going to get one of these level 1 yellow pieces and one of these level 2 green pieces to start the game. You'll shuffle all of these white tiles, flip over 4 of them face up, and then you'll shuffle all the black tiles. You'll remove some of them based on the player count. So if this is a 4-player game, I think there's 20 of them, you'll remove 4. And then you're ready to begin the game. So Project L, pretty simple. You're only going to take 3 actions per turn. 4 of the 5 possible actions you can take can be taken any number of times, with one exception. The 5th action can only be taken once per turn. So what are the actions? On your turn, you can take a puzzle. Each player can have 4 unfinished puzzles in front of them, as indicated here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You can take a puzzle from the face-up display and then immediately refill from where you take from. So I might go ahead and take this one here. That'll be my puzzle 1. And then I'll just refill that from the top. Each puzzle has black space that's more on the outer side of it, and then the white space in the middle is what you're trying to fill in with your puzzle pieces. Some of the puzzles will give you points on the top left. This one does not, but you can see here the black ones do, and even some of these white ones do, lower points. And then each puzzle will also give you a reward puzzle piece that you will get when you complete the puzzle. So here again, I've taken 1 puzzle and I've refilled that. That's one action I can do. The next thing I could do, if I wanted to, would be to take a level 1 piece from the reserve and put it in my supply. I could take one of these, our level 1 ones, and then put that in front of myself. And that would be another action. Another thing I could do would be to upgrade a piece. When you upgrade, you go from the bottom up, or even down, or stay at the same range. So I could change this yellow one I already have into a green one. If there were no more of the next level, so let's say I wanted to go from yellow to green, but there were no more greens, I could skip all the way to the 3rd level, which would be these 2. And the same is true if I was wanting to upgrade one of these 2 to a level 4. I could choose any of these other 5. You've got the square, the 4. These all have basically 4 squares in them. So this is a red square, the blue L, the pink T, purple straight 4, and then this orange Z zigzag. More of the classic Tetris shapes. These 5 here. Okay, which is why Tetris. Okay, so then you could also change within the same level. So if I had maybe one of these purple ones, I could switch it out instead for one of these if I wanted to. And that's upgrading. Now, the next thing you can do is one of the ways you can complete your puzzles is just placing a single piece. You take one of the pieces in front of you and you place that down into one of your open puzzles. And then finally, the last thing you can do is a master action. So let's pretend I maybe had one of these as well, and I also had this puzzle in front of myself. Well, once per turn, I could place 1 piece in front of myself into each puzzle that I have. So I can go here, and I could also go here. That's a master action. Anytime you complete the puzzle, you'll take your puzzle pieces back, you'll take the tile here, put that in your victory point stash, and then you'll also gain your rewards. Points will be counted at the end of the game. There's no actual token for that, but the tiles are gathered from the supply, following the same rules as described before. Okay, and then, so here I completed both of these, so I would get this as well. And then, if you've not taken your 3rd action, you'll continue taking any of those 4 actions. If you've taken all of your actions, then it's the next player's turn. The game will end as soon as this deck runs out. Players will make sure that they have even turns and finish the current round in which the deck run out, and then each player will get one final turn of 3 actions. After that, you'll count your points. Before you count points, you will get a chance to do finishing touches on any unfinished puzzles you have. You can place as many pieces as you want into the puzzles to finish them. However, each piece that you use does deduct 1 point from your in-game total. So if at the end of the game, maybe I had this, and I said, okay, I want to complete this, there really would be no point because this was not worth points, but perhaps maybe I had something like this instead, and I already had this here, and maybe I also had one of these laying around. I could complete this to get it, but it would also be a net 0, 1 minus 1 is 0. So probably not worth it in these 2 examples. But perhaps if you've got something like this, maybe worth a lot of points, and you're only 1 tiny point away, it's worth it to finish it because you're only going to lose 1 point but gain 5, which is a net of 4, of course. So that's pretty much it. After that, all the players will check their points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. If there's a tie, whoever has the most puzzle pieces is the winner. Actually, I believe it's whoever has the most victory point tiles in their stash is the winner. Then it's the player who has the most pieces, and if you're still tied, you just share the victory. And that is how you play Project L. Okay, let's briefly talk storage. The game is pretty small, as far as storing everything. There's not a lot of components. It's really just these nice dual layer tiles, huge stacks of those, and then a bunch of pieces. Now the game did come with this bag, and inside this bag a bunch of smaller bags for each puzzle piece. I've mixed them together. It's not too hard to just pour them out at the beginning of the game and sort them. If you have something like maybe this, then it's pretty easy. You can just pour all these in like I had displayed. But you can have all those together. You'll have the 4 pieces here, the 4 boards rather. You'll have your player book or rule book, and then you'll put everything in. So black tiles can go here in this corner. The white ones, there's a lot of them. This is an insert that already came in the box, so you can just put those on either side like so. And then you can even throw some of these black ones here because they're a little bit over the top. Not the top of the box, but just enough that they're going to slide over if you don't move them. You can chuck all these puzzle pieces in here, put the rule book on top, and there you go. Pretty simple, pretty clean, easy storage for Project L. Okay, there you go. So let's talk about it. We'll start with the theme. There's not really one here, right? It's an abstract game. It's a puzzle game. If you're looking for a super thematic polyomino game, I don't know that you're really going to find one. But in this particular game, there's not a theme. It's just puzzles, which, again, I think you're going into this knowing that, and you're fine with it. So theme is not there. Production-wise, it's really solid. I really love how satisfying it is for the little puzzle pieces to fit into those dual layered tiles. The tiles are nice thickness. The backside is kind of hard to see the L, but it's there. It kind of looks like at a glance just white and solid black. There's an L in there, like for the Project L. Hard to see, so maybe they could have brought that out a little more, but that's super nitpicky. Who cares about that? You're really looking at the front of them, and it's super simple to tell. This is how many points it's worth. This is the tile piece I'm getting. Now I will say some of the tile piece rewards printed on the puzzles themselves, the colors don't match. So it kind of looks like, oh, this is the teal. Oh wait, no, that's the green. Or this is the orange. Oh wait, no, that's the red or whatever. Or like the red almost looks like a pink. Now the shapes are simple to tell apart, so it's really not that big a deal. But I did notice that the colors aren't always consistent across all the tiles. So I don't know if that's just my copy, but I did notice that. But other than that, everything's really solid. The plastic pieces are really nice. They have, on some of them, it kind of looks like they came off like a sprue or something, and so you can kind of see a little bit of a jagged edge on some of the ends of them. But again, not that big a deal for the most part. They're solid. They're nice. They're good at tactile feel. I think I really enjoy the satisfying feeling of seeing them put into the spot and they fit in perfectly. Really good. Rules, super simple. Now the rule book does come in 3 languages. Otherwise, it would be like just a few pages. The player aid breaks down pretty much everything you need to know. The only thing it doesn't have on there is if you go to upgrade and it's not there, you can skip one. But beyond that, it's all there. Really easy. And I do like that player aid is multifunctional. It serves as a rules reminder, but it also serves as like a kind of board for you to store things. Like, okay, I've got 4 puzzle places, 4 spots here on the board. Reminds me that's my limit. Here's where my victory points go. Here's what the puzzles upgrade into. Now you can lay them out into this ascending order of what they turn into, but it's printed right there on your board. Very, very simple. Easy rule set. You could teach this game literally in like 5 minutes, which I think is like how long the overview is. So it's really not that hard. As far as the gameplay goes, um, it's really satisfying. That's the best way to describe it. Now, it's again not a super, I guess, kind of strategic game because you can obviously get some puzzles early on that you're going to work towards by upgrading the pieces and kind of building a pool of pieces. And there's kind of 2 ways to go about it. You can go ahead and just kind of knock out a bunch of the cheap ones without any points just to build up a pool high enough to score points at the end. Or you could just go for some of the bigger puzzles and just on your turn, instead of completing puzzles to get pieces, just take pieces and upgrade and just work on a few really high pointing ones. So I do like that there's kind of a mix you can go for, or even probably best of both is the best way to go. But it is there. It's super quick, which is a time thing, but also gameplay wise, it's engaging because the whole time you're like, ooh, when it gets back to my turn, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And there's not a lot of interaction, but there is some in that people may take the puzzle you're eyeballing, or they might take that piece that you need and it's not available anymore. And yes, you can get another one comparable or skip ahead even, which might ultimately be better, but you may want that one piece, especially in a 4-player game, that was going to fit perfect and someone snipes it from you. So that could happen. But yeah, gameplay, again, is just really satisfying if you are a puzzle fan. Time-wise, like I said, super quick to teach, super quick to set up. Probably the way I stored it, the hardest way, the longest part of setup is just separating the pieces. But if you have 3 or 4 hands in there, it's going to take, a few seconds, not that long. And then just your turns are quick. You just boom, boom, boom. Well, let me say this. There could be some AP, especially if it's getting towards the end and you're like, well, is it worth me, getting that puzzle? How much pieces am I going to have left? Will I have enough to finish it? And these other puzzles I need to finish, how many points do I think they have? Is it worth it to go for it, or should I just go ahead and finish the ones I have? Some of that, not that you lose points for unfinished, but still you kind of maybe get a little AP there. Or if people aren't in between turns, maybe planning things, you could get in a situation where you have AP because someone's like, oh, well, I thought this would fit better, but I really didn't look at it the right way because I wasn't paying attention. And now I need to, hold on, sort this out real quick. So on the whole, if everyone's up with it, super quick game. The box says 30 minutes. That's probably right. We played it. I think we played it only 4 players each time we played it, but still, pretty solid. Probably maybe 40 minutes if you're really AP prone, but other than that, 30 minutes is solid. And then lastly, variety. And this is where I would probably ding it a little bit. I know there's like a Project L Finesse. I don't know if that's an expansion or a new standalone version. I need to look into that more, so I apologize if I'm misspeaking. But there's not, the game is what it is from the first turn to the last turn. The difference is how many puzzle pieces do you have? Because you're scoring points the same way the whole time. You're obviously building your engine. That's what this is an engine building puzzle game. But I'm not sure I want to play this all the time as my engine building or puzzle game flavor for the day, because there's not that much to see different from game to game, especially like the black tiles. You're going to see pretty much all of them almost every game on a 4-player game. You only take out like 4. And the white tiles, they're just like different iterations of themselves. Like, whether I do it an L shape or a straight line, either way I'm going to get the green. And again, there's only, I don't know, there's 5, 4, 7, 8, 9 pieces total, different shapes. So it's not like that many new things. And again, there may be an expansion already out there that fixes that a little bit and adds more variety. I don't know. I need to look into it more. I probably will. I do ultimately like the game. But as it stands right now, there's not, that much to come back to. But with that said, as far as final rating goes, I do enjoy that it's in my collection. I like that, especially the tactile, satisfying feel of completing those puzzles. I like how quick it is. I like that it's super easy to teach. It looks good on the table. It's, someone who maybe is new to engine building. It's not, a lot to wrap your head around, but with regards to different inputs into your engine and, having to have resources to fuel your engine, like in most other games, like a Century Golem, right? That one is an engine building game too with the cards, but it's a little more going on because you have the gems as currency kind of, and you have your cards, like when you play them down and pick them up, etc., etc. Here, your currency is the pieces, and you're just simply putting them in, and you always get them back. So you're not losing things and having to deal with that tug of war back and forth of managing your resources to get points. Here, you're getting just more and more resources to get more and more points, and it's a lot easier to digest for a new player. So, with all that said, really like Project L. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 7. I know I give a lot of 7s. I'm sorry, but I try not to get games I don't like, so I'm rarely gonna give low scores, to be honest with you. But I do try to be really judicious as far as what's getting 8, 9s, and 10s. They have to be really like outstanding. But yeah, I think it's really good. It's good. I'm gonna be usually willing to play it. It's a quick game, especially as a filler for 30 minutes. Really solid for that. So yeah, there you go. If you've played other games like Project L, let me know about those in the comments below. Let me know about Project L Finesse. I'm gonna look it up separately after this, so you can just tell me if I don't get a chance to what it is about, if you've already played it, or if you know what it is when it comes out. Um, Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I will catch you on the next one.